Hi, THR family. I'm JJ Finley.
I'm MC.
I'm TA.
I'm Eke, and this is Nuggy.
Right. I know that there was a founding father. I don't know who it was. I think he was from Wales.
Mhm.
And so right there, that just tells you a lot of those people, and a lot of them were from, Ireland and stuff like that. Not like everybody, but some people were.
Yeah.
And he probably would have been, English probably was not his first language. It probably was Welsh. So
Yeah. Yeah, and the thing with Welsh is it's very night and day different comparative to English. And
yeah.
when you look at some of the books where they talk in the history books where they talk about the Welsh language, that you can see that if someone's speaking Welsh, it might be a little hard for them to communicate in English because of how different you say certain things in Welsh.
Yeah.
In the the Bible, that verse where it says, the tongue has the power of life and death. We had to be careful of what we say because those things could come true.
Yeah, really.
Those things could come true.
Yeah, so a good example of that is there was a time where I was like, okay, God, I want an American Girl doll. And I had a particular one in mind, but I did not specify when I prayed for it that I wanted that particular one. So I pray for it, I get one, and I get one that's close, but not exactly. And so then I go, okay, well, I'm going to believe God for the one that I actually want. So I believe God for it. And then I did something on my end. God brought it to me. He gave me the opportunity to go get it. But I did something on my end where I disobeyed with something else. And it derailed what God was trying to give me. And so it's one of those things where, yes, what you say can come true, but also what you do with what you ask God for and what you say can also derail what God has for you.
I was reading, it was Faith Hunt, it was a while ago, and hold on, excuse me, I need to cough. And there was a certain instance, several instances, where one time he had sowed a seed for, I think it was 2 deer, and then he put buck, it was like 4-point or greater or something like that, and then a button buck, and then he sows a seed and he's all done. So he knows how this works. Usually when one comes, the next one will come like right after that. Okay. And so that's just the way that God works. It's like, okay, I'm going to provide it to you, but you're the one who needs to shoot it. So then the law of Ohio, man, I can speak today. Law of Ohio, you can only shoot one actual buck. Okay, so like an actual big one, which makes sense. And so he goes out there and he shoots the first buck. I don't remember how long, maybe like 45 minutes before he gets it. And then next time he goes out there, another buck shows up, like a big one. And he's like, what's going on? This is like stands right underneath this tree. And he's never had it before where something would go underneath this tree that it wasn't his. He's like, I didn't sow a seed for this. So he comes back in the house. He obviously didn't shoot it because, he can't. So he comes back in the house and he's like, God, what in the world was that? This is illegal. I can't do that. And he basically heard the Lord say, look at your seed. So he looked at the seed, he looked at the check, he had a copy of the check, and it was like the way the wording was, he sowed a seed for 3 deer instead of 2. And so by law, like legally in God's system, he had to put that deer there because that's what he sowed a seed for. So next time he went out, he got his button buck and it was fine. So that's like, it tells you how specific it is. And then on top of that, this is what it reminds me of. There was another instance where he didn't have enough experience. I don't know. He didn't really, his experience was a little bit off. I don't remember. But anyway, he had this deer go underneath this tree or close to him. And he shoots it and he misses and it goes away. And it's one of those, it's an instance where it's like, okay, God provided that, but you're the one who needs to shoot it. You need that experience. It's not like you're going to lean on a shovel and expect for a hole. It's like you need to put your instance in. A lot of Christians believe that, I'm going to believe God for a dog, or, I'm going to believe God for,
A car
know,
is a very
like a car, yeah. So
car,
they
a
think it's
house.
just gonna come up to their front door, and sometimes it happens like that. But a lot of times it's like you need to be putting that, effort in doing that.
It
I
comes
know
with
an
overalls.
individual who well, I'm not gonna say him, but I know an individual who believed God for a dog, and they like saw it on Facebook, so they had gotten it. So I'm like, it's one of those things. You were looking through there. It's not like it showed up in your front door.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
the thing is, sometimes when you ask God for something, he knows that if you ask him for it and you get it, it can derail what he has for you. So he
Right.
says, not bringing that one yet because it's not the right time for you to have that yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like he's holding back on you. It's one of those, it's like a, I have greater for you. I'm not, you did say this, but just let me talk you. Let me just talk to you for a minute. Let me build a relationship with you for a second. So just like you can understand how I work and how I do this. And he had to do that with Pastor on Faith Hunt.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and he does that with all of us.
right.
Yeah.
Alrighty. All right, THR family. Well, that's all we have for today. We will continue our discussion at another time, and we will look forward to seeing from you. Please comment on our Facebook page to let us know if you have any questions, and also please comment on the videos as well. That lets us know that you're actually seeing them, and it also lets YouTube know that you're actually seeing them as well. So be sure to like and subscribe, and we will see you all on a later date.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.